The forum's about bringing industry and stakeholders together and allowing them to express the opportunities as well as the threats that they're currently engaged in that specifically relate to the hospitality industry.
It's important for us because we need to have those regular updates about what our partners are looking currently at training now and what they foresee down the track as their training needs and workforce solutions.
There's never been a more important time for clubs to demonstrate best practice management procedures when it comes to risk management and compliance.
It's important because every 12 months the industry requirements change. Currently, besides the funding opportunities that are available within the industry, that there are also threats that the industry needs to address. When the licensee is made personally liable for the acts of their own employees, then we either lead the way and consolidate our risk and compliance strategies, or we will be led through impositions and revocations of licensing conditions by the regulators.
When you're signing a person into a traineeship, like I said before, the training has to be relevant to the job. And that's what we look at as a regulator. And as an apprenticeship centre, that's what we would try to do, to make sure that you are signing the right person up into the right traineeship for you.
Whilst we represent industry, we are the only place on a national level where skills are dealt with across government, training providers and industry itself.
Some of the offences can be a simple decision by frontline staff that's the wrong decision, and that can render the licensee liable for that particular offence. So that's something that needs to be considered.
Rather than assuming all liquor outlets are equal, Clubs New South Wales believes that the type and nature of different licensed premises is inherently relevant to the level of alcohol-related violence recorded, and that this should be taken into account when formulating policy.
We pride ourselves on the work that we do and our partnerships that we have, particularly in our industry areas, and clubs is one of those areas. And we want to forge and develop those partnerships even further.
It was very interesting the direction clubs are going, and especially I'm actually proud to work in a club, hearing especially with the alcohol fuel violence and everything, that we're doing quite well as a club.
We'll just go back and reassess what we've currently got in place and make sure that we are doing the right thing so that we don't end up with a strike.
I made a lot of notes. Every speaker was so good, and they were all from different aspects, so it was really informative.
We're building a very big grandstand at Randwick Racecourse, and we need to have the qualified staff to help us deliver the customer service.
Very interested in the TAFE presentation, so understanding a little bit more about the vet sector and the options and the partnership arrangements. So that's something that I'll definitely be looking more into.
In relation to TAFE, it's an opportunity for TAFE and Allied to work together in order to ensure that our mutual business partners are able to get the best possible service in order to deal with their risk and compliance issues.
The industry needs to be reminded that SWISI as a training organisation is very much involved and does care about what is going on in their business and the requirements that they may need, whether it is now or further down the track.
Sam and Allied Risk have over 20 years' experience in this sector, and I think clubs can really draw upon that expertise that Sam and Allied Risk bring to the table. Sam understands the club industry quite well, and I think our members can relate to that.
I don't really need to follow up with them because we've got our next training already booked in for a couple of weeks' time, so it's all good.
Clubs New South Wales provides Allies the opportunities in order to address industry concerns to club members and provide up-to-date information in relation to best practice.
I've got contact details now. It was very well presented. The supporting materials are really excellent. So now I don't have to go hunting for people to chase. I've got it all in that bag.
It's part of our strategic club strategy for SWISI that we regularly run these events. So, annually or biannually, depending on what the clubs are telling us, we host this event in the Institute on behalf of SWISI for our clubs.
The regulations that apply and the risks that are associated is something that can be managed, and that each and every organisation has the opportunity to move forward and consolidate their position if they're given the direction, the guidance and the opportunities to do so.